So why did you want to become a breathwork facilitator then? You had this incredible experience, but why did you want to make that next jump?
I think because I love meditation. I've experienced trauma in my life, and the stories that came up while I was doing it, and the stuff that was happening to me while I was doing it. Like, someone was like, oh, you've got like a forearm injury. I've had forearm injuries forever. But then spiritually and looking at it through like my body, it was actually because there was areas around like my heart that were protected and trapped and closed into, and that needed to be released. And you know, so it's like, okay, so maybe like it wasn't an injury. And then the stories that came through from childhood that I would have never remembered, and then I'm like telling them to my mum, and my mum's like, yeah, like how did you know that? I'm like, oh, well, it came out through my breath work. So stuff like that you're just like, you would, I mean, there's another way that you can look at an injury, or there's another way you can look at your life, or there's another way you can see why that's the person that you are. I was like hooked on it, and I'm like, fuck, if I can do this and tell other people this is amazing. And it's just like obviously I'm a sports coach, and I love fitness, and I love coaching, but it's like, I'm kind of like, well, everyone can do that, everyone can go and get fit, but I'm like, I want to be there when you're crying or you're going through your shit, and I want to be like, I've been there too. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I see people going through it, I like just want to like hug them, or just be there when they go through it. Because I mean, trauma can be anything. It can be someone, I think it was a podcast I listened to, and someone was like, it can be someone from when you were 4 or 5 called you ugly. It's like, you're ugly, and then, you know, that's your trauma, and you don't know why you don't have any self-love or self-worth. It's because someone when you were 5 said you were ugly, but you can't remember that. Like, there's so many little things that are trauma. People think it's like, oh, if you've been like, which obviously is still trauma, if you've been in like war or car accidents, and which I wasn't, well, motorbike.
You were in too, yeah.
But people think that's trauma, and it's not. Like, it's so many little things that happen throughout your life. Like, pretty much everyone.
Well, it's not just that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, everyone I've spoke to pretty much has some sort of trauma. Like, I'm trying to find one person that's not got any.
Yeah. And so how do you know if you have trauma? Like, if you're someone that's kind of new to this space but is really interested in, you know, progressing into that inner journey, how do you know if you do have some trauma? Because everyone does, like you said, but how do you know if it's like negatively affecting your life?
Well, just look at your life and look at where you're not progressing. Like, fuck, there's so many. That's like a whole other fucking podcast.
Yeah. Well, let's go into it. I want to hear something.
I feel like just look at the area in your life you feel that you could probably do better or improve on, or whatever's holding you back, and it's probably related to trauma. Like, seriously. Because it's stopping you from, there's something stopping you from growing in that area. Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, why is that stopping you now from, okay.
Or what's like something that's always on in your mind or playing in your mind that you're like, oh, I wish you would just fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because that's a really good point as well. I think one of the reasons why I always love our chats is because, you know, we look into maybe the fact that the inner critic isn't just this thing that you should neglect, but it's actually some sort of like, you know, I don't want to say the word messenger, but like it's a tool that is actually trying to communicate something with you. So how did breathwork help you with that then? With that voice in your head?
Well, it definitely brought up the thing in my forearms. So like that was the main thing for me, because your arms kind of curl up into like, they just, I don't want to say too much, but they can get a little bit tense if you've got like maybe a protection around your heart sort of thing. And then when I learned that it was something to do with my heart, I'm like, oh, well, that's weird. I'm going to just like really dig into this myself and meditate on it and see what's wrong with what's going on there with these forearms, and see if I can release it. And the more and more breath work I did, the more they released. And I'm like, because I was studying what was going on with my heart. So yeah, like it helped me in that way. And obviously it helped me with stuff. Oh, it just makes you feel amazing. Like, you know, like when you come out of it, you're like, fuck, I feel like I don't even know who said it. Like, it feels like you're exfoliating your day. I'm like, yes. Like, you just feel fresh. You've kind of lifted some shit out of your body. Like, it feels good.
Yeah, it does. It feels good to not have to. Yeah, it's almost kind of like you're shaking your feet out of the quicksand that you were drowning in for a long.